Welcome to the Pay Yourself First podcast. My name is Chris Jolly, and I'm on a mission to financially empower millions of entrepreneurs. I want you to make and keep more money so that you can begin implementing and turbocharging a plan for creating financial freedom your way during the life cycle of your current business without spending a ton of time or becoming a professional investor. You see, most of the financial teachings out there are made for employees, not entrepreneurs. If you wouldn't listen to someone who doesn't have kids about parenting, why take business financial advice from someone without a business? Are you ready to break free of bad advice and follow the trail of other uncommon entrepreneurs so you can get from where you are now to the lifestyle you were aiming to create when you started your business? Then stick around. Here comes another episode of Pay Yourself First, where the only investment we offer is the one you make in yourself. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We have another amazing six-figure plus entrepreneur on for you today, so I am very excited as always. Her name is Sharon Caren, and she is outside of the San Francisco area in California. She is an intuitive Akashic master, guide, and coach, and we are really excited to have her on today and bring her to you. Sharon, how are you today?
Awesome. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Amazing. Really happy to have you on and excited to hear your story and your business journey, especially because I think this is a little bit different than most of the people we interview as far as what you do. So for the audience out there, if this is something you're not really familiar with or it sounds a little bit woo to you, just keep listening because I think you're going to have a lot of fun anyway. Amazing. So Sharon, why don't you tell us a little bit about exactly what it is that you do, who you help, and how you got into it?
I had a spiritual awakening at 27 when I broke my neck, and I realized that I was here for a much larger purpose because I was still alive. And so I'm grateful for that. The reason that back in the 70s, I learned everything I possibly could, but it didn't connect, all like the dots didn't connect. The chakras, spinning discs, and just send a grounding cord down, and I could never do that. And so I thought, I guess I just don't have what it takes. I'm grounding cord deficient. I don't know what to do. I learned everything I could anyway. Clairvoyance, clairaudio, we all have the same stuff. So we all can do any of this. It's just, what are you called to do? And is this something important for you? The reason it's so important to me is because my mother passed. And she was so afraid to die that she actually got earthbound. Sometimes people get lost on the way. And my mother was one of those. And I felt her really heavy in my space. And I called this woman and I had my first Akashic reading. And the beauty of it was everything that she told me, I already knew. However, it's a system. And the system isn't going to work my way or your way. The system is quantum physics in the other dimension. And that's the way it works. So in other words, what I do is I help people learn the system, and then life is there's infinite possibility when we understand how to work the system. And that is understanding that we're a soul first, and then we're here in this earth suit having a human experience. I've always been a mystic at heart since I was a little girl. And I've always loved all of that information. And of course, in order to have a business, we have to do all sorts of other things. I love doing what I do, which is helping people to reconnect with themselves and their soul purpose and where their soul sparked and all of that. That's what gives me so much life. And it's not an either or, it's an and. When we're a business person, an entrepreneur, it's quite a different level for me. I'm not great with tech. So I think one of my biggest challenges is to stay in touch with that reality, because that's the way that I am going to be sustainable in my business. So that's probably my number one. And I'm learning social media, and I'm learning all the video techniques and doing videos, because if people can't meet us or see us, they don't trust us. That's the way the world is right now. So it's been quite a learning. I'm expanding, stepping into it, just doing the best I absolutely can and loving it. Like I said, I love to talk to people. So that's the part that I really like, and getting better every day in every way. As humans, we're getting better and better.
Amazing. I absolutely love it. Now, I want to back up a little bit. For people who aren't familiar, can you explain to them what the Akashic records are?
Yes. So there's a Sanskrit word, which is Akasha. And Akasha means like this big computer in the sky. It's where everything is. We have it all, past, present, and future. And so in the Akashic field, which is the other dimension, that's where everything began. Everything is energy. Everyone's connected. It's all one. It's not separate. And that's what I love to share the most, because in understanding those concepts of knowing that we can choose, we don't have to live with the old icky stuff in the past, and we don't have to worry about the future. All we have to know is, what would I love? So when I coach people after we talk about everything their soul wants them to know, it's like, we're not pigeonholed. As human beings, we've come here and we can do anything that we want. We can be in the light and stand in the light of creator and get our energy to keep our physical body alive, or we don't have to. If someone doesn't want to be in the light, they move over here and they do whatever they can to get energy, because they don't have any. The energy has to come through the chakras in order for the physical body to maintain itself with ease. That's why so many people are sick, because they don't understand that you can't just flail away and not pay attention to our physical human being.
Yeah, I think that's so important because I feel like for a lot of people, they either lean really far to one side of the spectrum or the other, right? They're really super grounded in physical reality and only things they can see and touch, or they're like way out there floating in the ethers, and you have to try hard to pull them back down to earth. And so I think finding that balance is really crucial. Now, for people who come to you and work with you, what is that process like? What do you do with them?
Usually someone is looking for something, they know that life shouldn't be so hard, or they're sick of it and they're looking for something more. That's usually how we get around, how I get around to being able to help them. So what I do is, if I was going to do your records, I would, and I do this for people all over the world. And before, when we had Zoom, I did cassette tapes and I just did it over the phone. So now it's much easier, of course. Yeah. So what I ask for is your name at birth, any other names you've used legally since birth, your date of birth, and a picture of you. And once I have that, then I can tap in to your Akashic record. We all have it. We all have one. So that is the infinite side of ourselves. That's where all the information is. Like I said, that big computer in the same passport. Then I work with it from there. So I have 3 worksheets. This is a system, and it's so beautiful because it's learnable, it's teachable. I have Akashic training certification courses for people that want to do what I do, because I want to get more and more people involved, because that's what's going to help the earth be sustainable. And so just to do the 3 worksheets, that is your soul profile, and that is stuff that may be hanging around you that doesn't belong to you. So we get to reinstate your soul. I say we because I don't do it. I don't fight demons or anything, but it's Melchizedek blessing work. And that's from the other dimension in the Akashic record. So all of that's connected. So what I do is I just find out what your soul wants you to know right now, what you've come to do, your purpose, what your strengths are. And then the second 2 sheets, it clears away all the old, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't serve us, either from past lives or from this life. Trauma. I broke my neck and I don't recommend it. However, we all go through our stuff, and that's what brings us to where we are today. That's the beauty in all of this. And Earth isn't for sissies. Earth is the hard place. If we wanted to be on an island by ourselves, we wouldn't be on Earth with 8 billion people. So it's really understanding the system so that we can put the pieces together and go, there is so much more than this physical body than these physical eyes can see. We can see everything when we open up and learn how to do that. So that's very powerful. That's a powerful place for people to begin. Their faces light up. By the time we get done talking, it's anywhere from 60, 90 minutes or whatever. I want to make sure that they understand everything. And I do it, and then I do the Zoom video, and I give them my 3 worksheets so that they can follow along. They can listen to the replay. You don't have to take notes, and you don't have to try to remember everything that I said, because it's a lot. However, it's just the best way that I know to jump into it.
Awesome. Now, what I want to ask you is, how does getting that information and kind of reconnecting to that piece of yourself, how does that help entrepreneurs in their business, and how have you seen it help people transform what they do and the work that they do?
Most people have no idea how powerful they are. We are luminous light beings, powerful beyond measure. We came in with all the answers. We really have all the answers. So when we step in to that infinite power that we have, the luminous light being, powerful beyond measure, that is people honoring themselves and saying, wow, I had no idea. I thought I was flailing away like everybody else in that push energy. We want to be in flow energy. That's where the power is. So if we're pushing and trying so hard to make something happen, first of all, I believe that we're going to be most successful if we do something that we would love. So I teach people, here's what you say: what would I love? What would I love? What would I love? And even if no one else has ever done it before, see, that's the future of the Akashic world, because we're creators and we can create anything that we would love. We only have to know what that is, or begin looking to see what that might be. We might not know in the very start, but like for me, back in the 70s with the spinning discs to the Akashic work, that was huge when all the puzzle pieces came together. So I believe in any type of business, it is about honoring self, taking care of yourself, making sure that you have enough energy, that you're getting enough rest, that you're really honoring the being that you are. Then we're at our tip-top shape. And then when we want to learn new things, like I said, not my number one top, learning how to do social media, doing the videos, because it's valuable. And of course, I had to believe on some level that I could do it. So I've been doing it, and I'm actually really starting to have fun with it. Nice. And that's when we know we're probably on the right track. That's expansive. There's 2 sets of energy. Expansion, that's up, and that's a good frequency to begin and go up from there, or contraction. So if you're working somewhere that's not working out for you, or you're trying too hard and you feel contraction, there's little to no energy coming into your physical body to live with ease. So that's people do burnout. It's like you can't get away from it, because that's part of the system too. Our earth experience is part of the system too. So it's all part of the same thing. And we're in charge of whatever we want to do, how we want to do it. And it really works, I want to share with you, is if you love it, if you love what you do.
Yeah, that's so important. So many people just get the idea that this is what I need to do, or the most important thing is making sure I make money or security. And in the end, I guess whether you believe in reincarnation or not, right? You have whatever time you're here for right now. And if you don't take advantage of that, you're going to end up looking back and being like, wow, I spent my life doing something that doesn't matter to me, that I didn't enjoy. And other pathways are really open for you.
Yes, this is our one life in this body. I don't think we want to really care about anybody outside of ourselves. They get to do whatever they want. So we need to be focused on that. And that is the way, that's the flow of abundance. That's in the entire universe. We don't come from a universe of lack. We're constantly expanding. So that means each and every one of us have all the abundance that we can hold and accept, and understanding how we do that in the flow of energy and connected to our soul.
Awesome. Now, I'm guessing that a lot of people who come to work with you are probably already tuned into these things and have an understanding of them. But I'm wondering if you have a great story you could share of somebody who is maybe really skeptical. Oh, this other dimensional stuff, I don't really believe in it. And then who had a change of heart and a change of mind.
Over the past 30 years, I've actually had all sorts of people coming to either check it out, maybe they're skeptical, or somebody has given them a gift and they don't want to not do it. And so they tolerate it or whatever. But one thing that I want to say is when we get done, it's very transformational. There's this one girl, and she wanted to come to my house. That was before Zoom, actually. I think it was her partner that had readings. And she said, I really want you to have this. And so it was like, okay, I'll do that. And at the end, talk about like the mouth open. It's like, how did you know all that? They asked me. How did you know all that? I didn't know it. I opened up your records, and that's what your soul needed you to know right now. That doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm just a facilitator. So yes, people come from all sorts of places, all sorts of ages. I've done really young, like 16, 15, some 14, and then on up into the 90s. So I've worked with every age. And yeah, sometimes it's a stretch, but then it's their first step. Just like when in business, we have to take a step. Are we going to fall down? Yeah, probably. We're going to get up and fall down. And that's part of learning, like when babies walk. We do all of that.
All right. Now, I want to bring you back down to the earthbound stuff a little bit more. And I want to ask you about your business and what your current biggest financial roadblock or kind of constraint is inside of your business.
Okay. Like I said, I think the most important thing for me has been because I love doing what I do so much, because it's not easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy to be an entrepreneur, to figure out the ways that we're going to be self-sustaining and to make as much money as we want. We can make any amount of money that we want. And for me, it's probably been certainly getting in front of people. And thank you so much for having me on this podcast with you, because it's been so much fun. So learning how to get in front of people to share the story. And then for me, it has been through the years, the changes in technology. That's what I take courses on. I learn from everybody what would be the best way. And because there's not a one size fits all. However, just like the system, there are systems with how you do each one of these different things that we're required to do. And probably the other thing is keeping track of the finance. Luckily, I've got a good accountant, because that's not my strong suit. And we can't be strong in everything, and we can't do everything. It can be a little tricky at times. So the tech and the finances, that's where I hire out and I get people to help me. And sometimes they're like, yes, okay, go back to your Akashic records. Let me take care of this. And we're here to do what we love, bottom line. And if we don't love it, then hire it out if possible, or get other people to help, because we're all in this together. We're all connected. We're not supposed to be, some of us are solo. However, we still need support. We still require people, experts in the stuff that we don't know how to do. Those are mine.
Yeah, and that's such a great point, because so many people try to do it themselves, and it's become such a point of pride in our culture to be like self-sufficient and not to have to rely on anybody. And then you forget, like, when you wake up in the morning, you rely on everybody. The road that leads to your house, you didn't build that, you didn't pave that. Most likely the food you're eating, you probably didn't grow it all yourself. Like, everything in your life that you have is the benefit of somebody else who has done what they do.
And just like coming into a physical body, we didn't make these bodies. We don't even breathe ourselves. So who does that? We have lots of helpers. When we can just expand and understand that on a soul level and in the physical world, in the business world, we really want social beings. And those are people that are going to be supporting us and helping us and really making life so much more fun, so much better, so much more expansive.
Now, would you share with us where you are on your journey to financial freedom and what being financially free looks like to you?
I'm just getting into the six figure, and that has been my goal. I've fluctuated up and down. And that's the other thing, is just not to beat ourselves up, is to just stay positive, write a vision of what you absolutely love doing, and really we support ourselves and not be hard on ourselves, just to understand I can have anything that I would love. So it's a good way to stay focused on where am I in my energy level? Because if our energy is down, that's not the flow energy, that is the push energy. And the abundance isn't going to come to us in that way.
So I think I'm not going on a limb here by saying that you understand the importance of record keeping, pardon the pun. You have an accountant who I'm sure helps you keep the numbers inside of your business, but I'm wondering, do you have a sort of written personal financial plan that you follow? And as the money comes into your business, what do you do with it as far as reinvesting into yourself, back into the business, and for your future?
Up until now, I've reinvested mostly all of it. Like I said, because I'm up against these new things. So I'm constantly, there's not a better investment that we can make in our lives but ourselves. That's the best. And then after that, take all the money that you won and pile it up somewhere or something like that. Whatever you want to do with it, it's only whatever you would love. So yeah, I just keep investing in myself. I'll be 74 in a month or two, and not a better place to invest than in myself.
Amazing. I love it. And that's so true because when you reinvest in yourself, you give yourself the ability to be open to more, and like you said, to expand and to allow more into your life. And investing like in the stock market is great, and investing in real estate, all those stuff are wonderful. And I highly recommend all of that. But in the end, the biggest gains, and people who do well in business will tell you this over and over again, come from the reinvesting into yourself, because it just gives you the capacity for so much more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And at the end of the day, when we're laying our head on the pillow for the last time, what are we saying? Usually people are saying, I wished I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done. Well, don't be wishing, be planning, and do it now, because we never know. I broke my neck when I was 27 and I wouldn't even be here. So I got that right away. I got that slap.
All right. Now, Sharon, I want to ask you, what is the thing that you're most excited about for your business this year, or one kind of accomplishment you would really like to see happen by the end of the year?
I want to leave a legacy in the Akashic work, because when I go, I don't want all that I've learned and all that I know to be lost. I want that for future generations and generations. So that is what would really so that's why I'm focused on the money and how. Yeah, so it's at the end of the day, what are we going to be saying? I'm so happy and grateful. I traveled the world. I did that too. And all of those things, because we don't want regrets. We don't want regrets at the end. We want to feel just, wow, I had a good run.
Yeah, 100%. Amazing. And then now I want to ask you, for people who want to find out more about what you do, where's the best place for them to go to do that?
That would be my website, and it's real easy. www.SharonCaren.com. Caren with a C, not a K. So Sharon Caren. And I've got so much information up there. There's a free chakra guide for you when you come by. And why do we need chakras? Because that's how we have energy. And if we don't have energy, we can't live in this with ease. So that's how important chakras are, even though it seems weird to you right now. But chakra guide, you'll love it. And that's probably the easiest way. Also on social media, and getting my videos out there, which I'm really doing right now. And it's just Sharon Caren on my profile. I do have a business page, Sharon's Unique Spirit. And I do have a healing Facebook group, private Facebook group, Healing from Trauma Support Group. And I highly recommend anybody that wants and would love some support to join the private group, because we all have trauma. We were born here on the earth. It's not for sissies. And what we want to do is we want to be able to take that trauma and get rid of it because people are having such a hard time right now because of old stuff.
Very nice. And if you ever start making Earth, it's not for sissy t-shirts, I'll be the first one in line to buy one.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Awesome.
I hadn't really thought about it. I should, because my husband's a musician and he always has the rock star shirts on.
Nice.
I never thought of it, but great idea. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, sure. I love
so
that
much
thing.
Fun.
Yeah, I've absolutely loved having you on. It's been a blast, and you've shared so much of value for me in the audience. So that's been really great. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Lots of love to you, all of you.
Awesome. Very cool. And if you are listening out there today and you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast if you haven't done so yet. You can also leave us one of those 5-star reviews. We love that, and it really helps us get the word out to other entrepreneurs. And if you are a 6-figure plus online entrepreneur and would love to come on the show like Sharon did today and share your valuable insights and wins from your business, we would absolutely love to talk to you about it. To do that, you can go to pyfpodcast.com. That's the letters pyfpodcast.com. And we'll talk to you soon. Sharon, thanks again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody else out there, we'll see you on the next episode.
If you've listened this far, chances are you're an entrepreneur looking to become more financially literate and create financial freedom for yourself from your business.
The Pay Yourself First podcast
is definitely here to help with that. My goal is to continue to share what I've learned about using your business as the tool to create financial freedom. But let's face it, it would take me years to share with you everything you need to know via these episodes. Creating financial freedom is something that most people never even consider, let alone make a plan for or take action towards. It's something almost no one was taught anything about. Doing it as an entrepreneur is even more challenging, especially without support. So if you're ready to get clear on what financial freedom looks like for you, come up with an action plan, and get the support systems and accountability you need, I invite you to consider the Abundantly Infinite Entrepreneur. I created the program to help entrepreneurs just like you get a handle on their personal and business finances and start building confidently towards financial freedom. And it's how you can discover ways to take 10 years off your retirement, add an extra 5 or 6 figures to your portfolio, and finally get clear on what numbers you should be tracking in your business and why. Together, we'll gain clarity around your financial goals and what being financially free would actually look like for you. Then we'll put together a customized game plan to get you there and the accountability to see you through. And by the way, you're also going to get all the spreadsheets you need to run your numbers, lifetime access to the materials, including any updates, and entry into our members-only community. In addition to all the knowledge, coaching, community, and systems that you need to create financial freedom from your business, you'll also receive a free financial assessment, a retirement planning session, and guided meditation aimed at helping you embody the feeling of true financial freedom. So yeah, you can just listen to the free content on these podcasts to help you move towards becoming a financially free entrepreneur. And sure, you'll likely see some results, or you can make the decision to commit to learning, implementing, and embodying what you need to know to create the financially free life you dreamed of when you started your business journey. Click the link in the show notes to answer a quick questionnaire, and you'll be on your way to joining the Abundantly Infinite Entrepreneur.